I would never disrespect the basketball gods. I understand that it's a real thing, and I would never disrespect the basketball gods when it comes to playing this game.
Now LaMelo as we near the halfway mark of quarter number one. Oh, lob perfectly. It was very slippery that day. Here is Bridges.
You make him pay for that.
LaMelo's lowest scoring average in about 4 years.
I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
You sure about that?
And then with a win tomorrow in Sacramento, if they're able to get that done, even record.
Blazers run some time off the floor. No need to rush into the front court. When you get the ball in, then sure, go, rush, pace, all that shit, sure.
As Jay-Z would say, if you can't respect that, your whole perspective is whack. Maybe you'll love me when I fade to black.
Arguably worse. There is a new wrinkle when you examine the roster construction. You have got Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves. It is painfully obvious those three can't share the floor. Just look at LeBron. Contrary to what Rich Paul might believe, LeBron is the odd man out here. To put it bluntly, he is the bottleneck stopping the Lakers from moving into their next era. We decided about 12 or 13 days ago to scrap shoot-arounds completely. Part of the logic was simple. We have a 41-year-old on the roster. Utah led most of the way, up by 9 after the first. That shot misses the mark again. LeBron is yelling, "Why not me?" but he hit nothing but air. Honestly, I spend my time watching YouTube golf now. Real Lakers fans are stuck in limbo. They are dealing with the LeBron reality while dreaming about a future built around Luka Doncic and Reeves. It is incredibly frustrating for the fan base because LeBron has become a clear anchor dragging the team down. Getting LeBron's massive contract off the books will lift a huge weight off the franchise. Once that space clears, the priority is building around Luka. The formula is simple. Get defensive wings, a rim protector, and shooters. Just look at the blueprint Dallas used back in 2024. Their success came from 2 score-first guards, one who could play off-ball, surrounded by elite defenders, shooters, and rim protection. That model worked wonders for Dallas, but take a look at this Lakers squad. The reason they can't build that roster is LeBron James, his huge salary, and his obvious limitations on both ends of the floor. I mean, I don't know. I don't see any holes in my game. Quick move into the paint, off the glass. He spins off the defender. Kuzma goes down, and he forces it inside, trying to draw the foul. Like I said, no holes in my game. Oh, come on. You have got LeBron, Luka, and Reeves. None of them are exactly locking people down on defense. On any given night, one of them is the worst defender on the court. That is the root of the Lakers' problems. Put yourself in Rob Pelinka's shoes for a second. Who do you move? Do you trade Luka and Reeves, 2 young players in their prime who just have some defensive flaws? No way. The guy you kick to the curb is the 41-year-old who doesn't defend, is past his prime, and brings a media circus unlike anything I have ever seen. For this team, it isn't about talent, skill, or even coaching. It all boils down to fit. LeBron just doesn't fit. To prove it, look at the stats for the 2026 season. When Luka and Reeves play together, they are 8-2. In those games, they are a plus 47. But when it is Luka and LeBron, they are barely 7-5, with a win margin of just plus 5. My point, when you compare the Luka Reeves duo to Luka LeBron, the record, win margin, and strength of schedule are all better with the young guys. It proves once again that LeBron is the odd man out on this roster. Giannis goes down, 4-point lead. LeBron grabs the board. Now it is a 2-point game as Luka wanders into the play. LeBron gets it back to Jake for a contested 3. Here comes Jake setting the pick. LeBron with 6 on the shot clock, driving right down the lane. I play the game the right way. You always make the right read. That has been my MO since day one. It is how I was taught. Down 2, LeBron. LeBron driving inside. Oh, they stripped him. Always make the right play, right? One thing I have to highlight about LeBron's camp, enough is never enough. Look at every stop in his career. What is the constant theme? His co-stars are never good enough. Take Anthony Davis in LA, an incredible player, but for LeBron's fan base, he never gave them enough offense. Now look at Luka Doncic. The guy is an offensive savant, but what are they complaining about? His defense. They say he is not good enough. LeBron fans want it both ways. The perfect player on the perfect team. But in the NBA, that just doesn't exist. Take Luka again, an offensive genius. What he brings to the table now is identical to what he did in 2024, when he made the finals and was the media's darling. This version of Luka is exactly the same player who was an MVP candidate back in 2024. If I were the Lakers, I'd be looking at the Memphis Grizzlies to trade for Jaren Jackson Jr. But that deal likely costs you Austin Reeves. Have to take the emotion out of it. The kid fits the classic underdog narrative perfectly. But let's be real. There's a scenario where you prioritize the franchise's health while also doing right by Austin because, frankly, he's earned a massive payday. I'm fully sold on him in the purple and gold. Every word of that statement, absolute facts. But let's pump the brakes for a second. That noise coming from Rich Paul is just the panic of a desperate agent covering for a desperate client, specifically LeBron James. Make no mistake about the dynamic here. They're in lockstep. If LeBron thinks it, Rich preaches it, and vice versa. Don't get it twisted. So when Paul starts floating narratives about trading Reeves or burying him on the bench, that isn't random. It's a calculated chess move. It's a power play to generate leverage for LeBron, forcing the organization to bend to his will. But here's the strange part. Since when does a professional agent publicly trash his client's teammates? You simply don't see that kind of drama with other superstars. It's total nonsense. I couldn't even tell you who represents Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Or Jokic. Wembanyama? Tatum? They handle their business in silence. You don't hear other agents hopping on podcasts to advocate for shipping guys out just to benefit their best friend. If you're skeptical, just look at that absurd trade scenario Paul proposed. Swapping Reeves for Jaren Jackson Jr. defies all logic. Jackson is a depreciating asset at this point. He's posting his worst metrics since 2020. We're talking about one of the league's least effective rebounders among bigs, grabbing just 5.5 boards. The guy is 6'10", but plays like he's 6'5". The Lakers are already getting crushed on the glass. Check the stats. Offensive, defensive, total rebounds. They're sitting in the bottom 6 across the board. Acquiring Jackson fixes exactly none of those holes. Meanwhile, you'd be losing a rising star who's evolving into a 28 point per night scorer. It's not rocket science. The tape speaks for itself. And bottom line, this roster, as currently constructed, is a road to nowhere. Sure, they can bully the tanking squads and hang with the mediocre ones, but against legitimate contenders, they don't stand a chance. If the goal is future relevancy, the solution is harsh but simple. Cut ties with LeBron James. Don't re-sign him. Reinvest that capital into lockdown wings, snipers, and rim protection. Can you fill all those gaps in one summer? Probably not. But looking toward 2027, you build around Luka and Reeves, masking their flaws while maximizing their strengths. The current LA setup fits neither. The spacing is non-existent. The defense is missing in action, and the rebounding is atrocious. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you dug the breakdown. I'll see you next time.